Hi, I'm Span, and this is the PVEer's Guide to Whitestrake's Mayhem, formerly known as Midyear Mayhem. I know, you don't like PvP. It's not for everyone. But I also know that you want your tickets, and maybe some other rewards from this event. I'm here to help. I'm going to share with you some of the easiest ways to PvE your way through this PvP event. First, some basics. The Elder Scrolls Online has four basic types of PvP. Cyrodiil, which is open world PvP with sieges and keeps and a full-on war between the factions. Battlegrounds, which is a battle royale between three groups of four players in relatively close combat. The Imperial City and Imperial City sewers, which are areas full of NPC mobs and even roaming bosses, but is also open to PvP, so watch your back. And then dueling, which is one-on-one close combat, but that's not part of this event, so we're skipping that one. First, to partake in Cyrodiil, Battlegrounds, or Imperial City, you'll need to be at least level 10. Then, for your double AP or Alliance points, and double XP if you kill other players, you'll need the Scroll of Pelinal's Ferocity. If you don't have it from a prior Midyear Mayhem event, you'll need to find Predicate Mara at one of the gates to do a really short, really easy quest to get one. You'll need to use this scroll every 2 hours to continue getting your double AP and XP. Remember, AP is currency, so you'll want to amass as much as you can. You can spend AP at one of several vendors in Cyrodiil or at the Battlegrounds merchant. For the current Whitestrake's Mayhem running from February 17th to March 1st, 2022, you'll be able to get up to 3 tickets a day for 13 days for a total of a potential 39 tickets. You'll get 2 tickets for doing a daily repeatable quest in either Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds, so let's talk about that first. If you're a PvEer, you'll probably want to stick to Cyrodiil. You can go into Battlegrounds and just ignore the objective, let yourself be killed over and over, and even if your team loses, you will still get AP, but it's going to be hard to complete any of the daily repeatable quests that way. So let's just focus on Cyrodiil. For Cyrodiil, you have a couple of options. I'd recommend one of two options. Our first option is Town Dailies. There are 3 marked towns and 3 unmarked towns in Cyrodiil that give multiple daily quests. These are normal, everyday PvE-style quests that don't require any sort of PvP skills or specialized gear whatsoever. Yes, someone from a different faction can come up and kill you at any time. That's part of PvP. But most of the time, they don't. If they do, if somebody bothers you, just swap to a different server and start over. And remember, dying in Cyrodiil is really no big deal. All it costs you is time and maybe some frustration. Your gear won't be damaged, and the player that killed you can't steal anything from you. Plus, you'll be able to resurrect at any keep or marked town your faction owns. So it might even be a good way to fast travel. We call it blood porting. Speaking of fast traveling, Cyrodiil is a little different. You can't port to a friend or a way shrine in Cyrodiil. First, to get to Cyrodiil, we'll click L if we're using a keyboard on PC, choose the campaign we want, and queue for it. When there's room for you, you'll be teleported there automatically. You'll find yourself at one of your faction's 2 main gates. From the main gate, you can use transitus shrines to get around within Cyrodiil, or you can use one of the way shrines to port out of Cyrodiil. Within Cyrodiil, you can only port to keeps or towns owned by your faction, and you can only port there if there's a solid line connecting it to wherever you are. If the line is broken, that means that keep or one in between is either under attack or owned by another alliance. So you can port to one of the marked towns, Cropsford, Bruma, or Velastris, or you can port as close as you can get to one of the unmarked towns and run to it. Those towns are Cheydinhal, Wayne Priory, and Chorrol. Once there, you'll find 2 quest givers at each one. And again, these are PvE quests. Fetch this, kill that, easy peasy. Avoid other players as best you can. Be especially aware of your surroundings when you turn in and pick up quests. And remember, if you crouch in PvP, you're hidden unless someone is super close to you or has another way to reveal where you are, like potions or skills. So if you get nervous or think you see something, just hit Control and crouch down so you can assess your surroundings. Be sure to move from where you were when you crouched, so if someone did see you and throws an attack in that direction, you won't be there anymore. If there are too many people from opposing factions at the town you've chosen, try another town or go to another campaign. During the event, there will be extra campaigns to help spread the population out a little bit, so you'll have some choices. The temporary campaigns are often the least populated. You can see how populated each campaign is by looking at these little graphs here when you click L and look at the list of campaigns. The little lock symbol means it's locked, there are too many people there already, and you'll have to wait in a queue. 1 bar is low population, 2 medium, 3 high. Our next option in Cyrodiil are the scouting missions. First, find a campaign where your faction has almost no keeps. If you're EP, the map should look something like this. Then, you'll find the scouting quest on one of the boards at the same gate where you found Predicate Mara. Hopefully, the quest is to scout the resource of a keep that is fairly close to your home gates. For EP, that would be northeast, for DC, the northwest, and for AD towards the south. Then, move to a different campaign, preferably one where your faction has control of more of the map, like so. If you're lucky, your faction will own the keep you're supposed to scout, and you can just port there, complete the quest, and port back to your gate to turn it in without ever putting yourself in harm's way. Now remember, to get out of Cyrodiil, you can port back to a home gate and run to the Way Shrine. Or you can directly queue up for the Imperial City so you can get your quest done there. Or you can simply log out at a town or keep and do something on another character for a while. If that keep changes hands while you're logged out, you'll automatically be ported back to the gate when you log back in. And don't forget, you get tickets for turning in the quests, not for doing them. So you can do several without turning them in by combining scouting and town quests, or doing different dailies without turning them in, or even doing one on each of multiple characters. You can do all in one day and turn one in a day, or you can even prep these before the event. Now, let's talk about Imperial City. You can get 1 ticket a day by completing an Imperial City daily repeatable quest. First, we'll queue into Imperial City the same way we did Cyrodiil. Press L if you're using a keyboard on PC. Choose an Imperial City campaign. This will give you access to both Imperial City and the Imperial City sewers. Now, there's one major difference between Imperial City and Cyrodiil that you should know. If you die in Imperial City or the sewers, you'll lose half of the Telvar that you have accumulated. That includes any Telvar you came into Imperial City with. You may want to consider depositing those into the bank before you get started. So what's Telvar? Telvar is another in-game currency that you get from killing things in Imperial City or the sewers. You can spend it at one of the Telvar merchants at your faction's base in Imperial City. Again, we have a couple of options. First, you can go up each ladder in turn, collecting the daily, and climb back down the ladder. It'll be harder to get these quests once you've dropped down into Imperial City from each of the district platforms at the tops of the ladders. None of these quests require you to interact with other players. They're just PvE type quests. Except, of course, there could be other PvPers in that zone and probably will be. So again, try to find a campaign where your faction has a higher population, or try going when all populations are low. Another option, of course, is to go with friends. Safety in numbers, right? And again, if you try to do all of these quests and you die, it's not a big deal. You can just respawn nearby, and there's going to be a drop-down ladder right where you respawn, so you can just drop back down into your base. You can do all 6 quests at once and turn them in one a day for 6 days worth of tickets. Or you can just do 1 or 2. It's totally up to you. Now, getting out of Imperial City once you've dropped down to do your quest can be a little tricky. Again, we have a couple options. First, you can find the sewer entrance closest to your home base and travel through the sewers. For Ebonheart Pact, that would be at the sewer grate in the Arena District. For Daggerfall Covenant, that would be the Elven Garden sewer grate. And for Eldmeri Dominion, you'll want the Temple District sewer grate. Or again, you can simply queue directly into Cyrodiil to do more dailies there. Or you can skip all that mess and just do the arena quest. Here's why. When you climb the arena ladder, you can grab the quest, which is to rescue 12 Imperial citizens. But get this, you don't have to be the one to free them. You can just be nearby when they're freed, even if they are freed by an enemy player. So you can stay on the platform, never drop down into harm's way, and get credit for prisoners freed nearby. You can wait for others to do it or use range skills from the top of the platform to kill the captors near the prisoners to set them free. This will take some time since you'll need to wait for the prisoners to respawn a few times, but it's the safest of your options and doesn't involve any risk as long as you stay far enough back on the platform to not get hit by enemy players. And don't forget to crouch when you can, so they can't see you to hit you. And there you go. 3 fairly easy tickets a day with little to no PvP involved. You can do this. I believe in you. Feel free to ask questions in the comments and I'll try to answer as best I can. Happy questing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.